Good evening. My name is LaKanya. I am a certified yoga instructor and I'm also a marriage and family therapist. Tonight we are going to practice mindfulness, relaxation with a short yoga session. I want to remind you that yoga is about aligning your body with your mind. It's not necessarily about getting the pose right. It's not necessarily about getting in the perfect position. It's about you doing what's best for your body. And so if at any time tonight you feel like the pose is not for you, that is okay. We will modify. We do not want you to hurt yourself. We want you to take care of yourself tonight. Self care is important. Tonight we are going to do restorative yoga or yin yoga, which is more about relaxation in hopes of promoting better sleep. So we're going to start in what we call easy pose. Some of us remember this from when we were young children, but if this is not in your practice, you may extend your legs forward and cross at your ankles to be more comfortable. Even in easy seat, some people can get their knees all the way down on the mat. That is not in my practice. For me, it might be in your practice for you. So sitting in easy seat, we're going to start with some breathing. Inhale 4 seconds, exhale 8 seconds. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Practice with me. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. In through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Now, for those who work at a desk, releasing your shoulders are so important. So we're going to roll those back. And roll them forward. Now taking your right hand, extend that up, reach over your head onto your left ear, slightly tug and pull to stretch the neck. And slowly release. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Left hand up, over your right ear, slowly pull. Make sure you're pulling the shoulders down as you do that. And stretch your neck. And release. Both hands up, palms facing each other. Slowly lean forward. Now it may be in your practice, you might can go all the way down. Maybe it's in your practice to not do so. Do what's best for your body. Slowly come back up. Palms facing each other. Palms together. Hands to chest. Now even in this position, this can be very helpful for your shoulders. Pressing your palms together. You might feel it in your traps, your upper back. Make sure you breathe. And release. Arms back up, palms facing each other. Palms together. Down to chest. And release. One more time. Arms up, palms facing. Palms together, palms back down to chest. and release. We're going to go into our next pose. You might be familiar, you may have heard people talk about cat and cow pose. But we're going to start in table pose. So coming to your knees, knees spread apart, your hands up under your shoulders, and your back as flat as you can. Now, if you have issues with your knees, you may need to grab a towel, a small blanket, or even a knee pad. Slide that right under your knees. Again, knees, shoulder length apart, your hands up under your shoulders, and flat back as you can. This is table pose. To go into cow pose, you arch your back, lift your head up. You should feel that in your shoulders, in your neck. Hold that pose. And then we'll release it by going into cat pose by rounding your back and bringing your chin to your chest. Hold that pose. And meet me back in table pose. Now, when we do cat and cow, you want to make sure that you are breathing correctly. So when we go into cow, you inhale, you look up, arch your back, inhale, and you exhale into cat pose by rounding your back. So let's practice that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. To relax, or what we call a resting pose, we're going to go into child's pose. Simply by spreading your knees further apart and bringing your feet together, you're going to lean back and sit on your feet. Stretch your arms out and place your forehead down on your mat and hold this pose. You should feel this in your shoulders, in your back, in your thighs. And for those who are more advanced level, if it's in your practice, you can lift your arms and get an even deeper stretch. Don't forget to breathe. And release. Now for modification, this may be too much on your thighs, so you can simply bring your knees together and stretch back out for a modified version of child's pose. And also, for some, it may not be in your practice to put your head all the way down. So even if you rested on your arms or in between your arms, that might be better suited for you. Do what works best for you and your body. Now, pushing ourselves slowly up, sitting on your feet, this is what we call hero pose. Now again, This may be too much on your knees. This could be too much on your feet. Modify. It is your body. Do what's best for you. So sitting here, don't forget to breathe. To advance this pose, you can spread your knees and your feet and sit in between your legs. Now, this is not in my practice, so I will not be here long. But if it is in yours, don't forget to breathe. Coming back to our knees, back to table, and breathe. Now taking your right foot, bring it in between your hands, position yourself, and we're going to lift that back leg, your left leg, and give a good stretch. You will feel that. You will definitely feel that in your calf muscles. Keeping that leg straight. Don't forget to breathe. And release your left knee back down to your mat. Taking your right bent leg, you're going to extend that to the front and give a good stretch there. You can flex your foot to modify the intensity of that stretch here. And release by bending that knee back and bringing it back down to your mat. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take your left leg in between your hands. Reposition as needed. And lift your right leg straight to get that stretch. Don't forget to breathe. Bringing your right knee back down to your mat. Leaning back to extend your left leg straight. And again, you can flex that foot. To modify the intensity of that stretch. And release by bending that knee forward and bringing your left knee back down to your mat. Meet me back in table pose. And breathe. Coming down to our mat, sitting down on your bottom. Extending our arms up, palms facing each other. And we're going to lean forward. Now, it may be in your practice to touch your toes, your ankles, your shins, your knees, or your thighs. Again, do what's best for you and your body. But the focus is on stretching. Don't forget to breathe and release. One more time, arms up, palms facing each other, and slowly bend forward. The straighter your back is, the better when we're stretching forward. It's so easy to curve over It's harder to keep our back straight. So think about that even when we're determining how far we want to go. How straight is your back when you're moving forward? And release. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Now again, they can be further out, or you can bring them closer to your body. For some, they can keep their knees on the mat. That is not in my practice. Find what works best for you. This is stretching your hamstrings, your thighs, and sitting up straight. We're working our core muscles and our stomachs and our backs. And release. Wiggle your toes. This is really necessary. A lot of people, we walk on our feet, but we don't often wiggle our toes. And so often when I encourage people to do this, they're hearing their toes crack often. So take more time to wiggle our toes. We're going to go into that position again with our soles of our feet together. And bring them as close or as far as you would like until it feels good for your body. Sitting up straight, shoulders back, and breathe. And release. Now bending your right knee. We're going to cross it over our left leg. Okay? Extend your right arm up and bend your elbow into the inside of your knee. And twist to the back. Now that was a lot of steps. It may not be in your practice to do all three of those. So let's release that. And we're going to do it on the other side. So bend your left leg. Cross your left leg over your right leg. And this may be your stopping point. This is a twist right here in your hip that may be helpful for you. If you want to move further, you raise your left arm and bend your elbow to the inside of your knee and twist to the back. Hold that there. Don't forget to breathe. And release. All right, we're going to do that sequence again. So going back to the right leg, bend your right, cross over your left. Again, this might be a stopping point for you. You know your body better than me. If you want to move forward, raise your right arm and bend your elbow to the inside of your knee and twist to the left and look back. Sitting up as much as you can, remembering to breathe. You'll feel this in your core, in your stomach, in your back, in your hip, your thighs. It's working a lot. Release. Slowly release. And one more time on the other side. Bend your left leg. Cross over your right leg. Extend your left arm up and bring your elbow to the inside of your knee. And twist and look behind you. Sitting up, remembering to breathe. And release. Wiggle your legs, shake that out. That was a lot of work. All right. Moving forward on your mat just a little bit. We're going to bend our knees. Grab behind our knees and slowly lift our feet off the ground. This is a balanced pose to build our core muscles in our stomach. And release. Again, you know your body, so it might be 2 inches off the ground, 4 inches, 6 inches. Bend your knees, grab behind your knees, and lift. Back straight as you can, and release. We're going to do that again. Bend your knees, hands behind them, lift, and extend your legs if it's in your practice. This is called boat pose. If you start shaking, it's okay. And release. We'll do boat pose one more time. Hold the back of your knees. Sit up straight. Lean back. Extend your legs straight, keeping them together. And release. Good job. Stretching your legs back out. And we're going to slowly lean back and lay down on our mats or blanket or towel, whatever you are using tonight. Find your breath. Now bending our knees, keeping them together, we're going to fold our knees over to the right, keeping our shoulders down on the mat, only moving our hips and our legs so that our knees are on top of each other, so you can get a good twist in your back. Keep your shoulders as flat as you can on the ground, on the mat. And release. Back up. Knees in the center. And now we're going to extend them to the left side. Slowly bend your knees over. Again, only twisting your hips. Keeping your shoulders down. Getting a good twist in your back. And release. Bring back to center. We're going to do that again. Back to the right side. Slowly down. Twist. Shoulders down. And release. One more time to the left. Twist. Don't forget to breathe. And release. Knees back to center. Now these poses and positions can be done in bed to help promote sleep. Just relaxing and stretching your muscles can be a great way to get a more peaceful sleep. The next position, we are going to stretch your right leg out, keeping your left leg bent. And gently taking your right hand, pull on your bent leg and pull it over your right leg. So another twist, keeping your shoulders down as you can, as much as you can. And release. Bringing that left leg back up. And we're going to switch out legs. So bringing your left leg down, right knee up. So your left leg is straight, your right knee is bent. Taking your left hand onto your thigh and pulling your right leg over your left leg for a twist. And release. Bringing both knees up, bending both knees. Bring your knees to your chest. Holding your knees. And rocking back and forth. This is a great way to massage your back. Slowly rock back and forth. And release your legs, your feet back to the mat. Now earlier while sitting, we did what we call the bound eagle pose by bringing out the soles of our feet together. And so we're going to do that even while laying on our back. So slowly bring the soles of your feet together, stretch those hamstrings. Again, to modify, you can stretch your legs out some so it's not as tight of a stretch on your hamstrings. You can be as far away or as close away to your body with your feet as you need. The goal is for your soles to be together, the soles of your feet to be together. Again, this is a great position to do in bed when you're trying to relax into some restful sleep. Don't forget to breathe. Release your legs. Extend your legs out to your mat, out to the furthest ends of your mat. Opening your legs. Releasing your hands down by your sides with your palms facing up. And breathe. This is my favorite part of yoga. This is called Savasana. This is where you relax and you thank your body for the work that you have just done. It's also a time of peaceful meditation, mindfulness, settling ourselves, becoming one with our body, with our mind, and with our spirit. You're welcome to close your eyes as you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. We often are so busy during this time of year, but it's so important to take time for ourselves. In this moment, embrace the quiet, embrace the peace, embrace the stillness. If a thought comes into your head, acknowledge it and return back to your stillness. It's okay if your mind wanders, but you have the power to return it back to where you want it to go. Return back to stillness. Unclench your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Placing your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your stomach. Feel your breath. Your breath is a sign that you are alive. Your presence matters. Your presence is a present. Breathing is a gift. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Releasing your hands back to your mat, palms facing up. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Slowly stretch your arms up over your head and stretch your arms, stretch your legs. And when you're ready, slowly turn to whatever side you prefer. Find your breath. Taking your time, slowly push yourself up to seated pose, easy seat. Slowly lift your hands up, palms facing each other, palms together, hands to chest. Again, extend your arms out and up, palms facing each other, palms touching, hands to chest. One last time, extend your arms out and up, hands facing together, touching, and hands down to chest. Pressing your palms together tightly, feeling that muscle in your arms and your traps. And breathing. In yoga, we end by saying namaste, which simply means the light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for taking time for your body today. Thank you for taking time for yourself. It is so imperative, specifically this time of year when things are in a rush and in a hurry and the hustle and the bustle. It's so imperative to slow down. Slow down. Enjoy the present. Thank you for joining me.
Recording stopped. Oh, that was fantastic. Look,